Hello and welcome to Division 1 of BIPL Season 4. We've had Division 2, we've had the starter. This is the main course now. This should be a really good match. We've got four excellent players in here. All I think in very different stages as a player. We have Acrose, he's been on the scene for such a long time now. Has been in top 5 of every BIPL I think that's ever been run.
Yep.
You know, consistent top player. We have Killian, who we've seen come up through ranks. You know, he won Div 2 last season, beating out fellow countryman OC. We've got jdon, who has had a very quick rise recently. Great performances in EMC, in XP Evo, and in the IPC in the summer. And then we have Miles, player who was kind of bottom of Div 2 not that long ago, and has managed to qualify into Div 1 and has shown some incredible improvement. So I think we've got four really interesting players here. I don't know exactly how this is going to go. I'd say jdon and Acrose come in as favourites, but I think every round is going to be fun.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Really, really close match. I mean, the way they've got here, Acrose was, if I just check the IPL from last season, second, and has come back for this season. Killian, as you say, winning Div 2, but because of dropouts from Div 1, now finds himself as the 7th seed in Division 1 for BIPL Season 4. And yeah, Miles, what ascendancy, really. Like, Season 3, 12th, behind Burnt Bagels, Eli, New Guy, and now finds himself in Division 1. Insane. I'm really looking forward to see how he does. Feels like a kind of dark horse, you know? Like, yes, I guess we put him in the context of probably going to be fourth in the match, but could have some strong pace, and we could see him maybe not winning rounds, maybe one or two throughout the course of the match, but could challenge the likes of Killian, and maybe if Acrose has a few shaky rounds or Wall's internet decides to rear its ugly head again, we might see Miles up in the thick of it.
Yeah, I could see. I don't know if Killian has a bad game. It's always interesting when you have players who haven't gone through seeding because they can keep their cards a lot closer to their chest in terms of how much they
Yeah,
practiced. They come in as a bit of an unknown. So yeah, I guess for Miles, what it's all going to come down to is how much of that pace is consistent. Or is he going to be kind of consistently third, or is he going to be having some amazing rounds, some dodgy ones? I really don't know. Kind of his playstyle.
yeah. Is there a world where Miles beats Killian?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's the
And
likeliest world, but I think it's possible.
yeah, I would kind of give it maybe a 30% chance. Do you think that's
Yeah,
fair?
yeah. I
Because, I
mean,
mean, I would give Miles a 30% chance of having a really, really strong match. And I'd give Killian maybe a 30% chance of having a very, very poor match. So it kind of evens out, you know?
but well, we can speculate all we want, but this is where we're gonna get the answers. First round, it is jdon with the advantage, leading the way from Acrose and Killian in second and third. Tight as anything, Miles still very much within touching distance though, and you know, coming up to the halfway point of the map, all the players are still within 2-3 temps, and these are the kind of rounds I expect to see consistently in Division 1. Less of these constant crashes. jdon, weird line there, goes for a little jump. Allows Acrose to catch up a little bit. Coming into this water section, no one gets any slides. We're seeing no mistakes here at all. Miles being dropped slightly. Poor line from Killian, though, but we are going to go and focus on Acrose and jdon. Acrose has lost a lot of speed. Killian and Miles going to overtake that. Is Miles going to pick up a second place from this? Yes, he is.
What a round.
Yeah.
That's what Div 1 offers.
Yep.
59.7 winning time there, which is only, what, 8/10 off Epos's world record of a 58.958. So we've already seen that step up in pace from Div 2. And Acrose with the smallest of mistakes there puts him fourth. In Div 2, maybe that would have been, just drop back from first down to second, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go again in the next round. But nope, that is a -10 for Acrose for finishing 0.6 behind the leader. Miles with a much bigger mistake, though, to start this round off. And it's a top 3 of Acrose, followed by jdon and Killian a little bit further behind, about 0.2, 0.3 as we go through the ring checkpoint with the reactor on the penalty grass.
Yeah, jdon and Acrose, absolutely neck and neck right here. jdon avoids going for a little flight this time. I think if you can keep up his, well, winning streak is a bit generous when he's only won once, but, I think Acrose should have this in bag, assuming he doesn't make a mistake. Dodgy line coming in there, able to rescue it through the drift. No repeated last round, and he is going to hang on very comfortably to pick up a round win. Only a 10th or so there, 59.5.
Yeah, 2 turns quicker than the previous round. So Acrose showing he's got the pace, but just kind of threw it away in the last couple of turns in round 1. It's going to be Miles dropping 14 points in the first 2 rounds. So a good second place to start things off, but now tied with Killian on 86. jdon into an early lead on 96. Acrose after that round 1 catastrophe on 90 points, but not losing anything in the second round to make up for it.
Early in this round, Acrose probably hasn't had the best start, but it's better than Miles, who I thought he was full dead there. He's done well to recover that. Still scrapping with Killian. This is the kind of 2 1v1s I think I'm expecting to see a lot during this match. Kind of Acrose and jdon out the front, Miles and Killian out the back.
Yeah. I think we're more expecting to see Killian in the third place. Like, Miles on this map at least, like, looks like he can pull a run out of the bag. But how often can he do it is the thing. Like, Killian just looks to have that little bit of an edge over him at the moment. And I mean, that's
he
no
might have the edge
discredit
of
to Miles
Acrose here.
because-
Oh, not quite.
Not quite. No discredit
almost.
to Miles at all. Like, if you put Miles in that Div 2 match we've just seen, he'd be winning every round, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But it's just, it's the step up that you take when you go to Div 1. So at any point, I always feel bad highlighting the player in 4th place, but you've got to put into the context of, like, Acrose has been playing this game now, what, 4, 5, well, not 5 years because it came out in 2020. Nice one, Dan. 4 years, and as you say, top 5 in every competition. You're going to have to really pull something out of the bag to beat him. But Miles is looking good, just a little off the pace. Just a tenth or two.
Big mistake from the match leader here, jdon. 0.8 behind, and that'll undo almost his entire lead in front of Acrose in 1 round. If Acrose does hold on to his first place, which he's looking quite comfortable in for now. Killian chasing him down, and we saw Killian get within 6,000ths of him in the previous round, so can he do that again if he gets a good ending? I think the gap might just be a little too big this time around. Certainly if you're going to go and drive into a wall, Miles there to pick up pieces, gets overtaken by jdon as well, and this is a very bad round for Killian for his fight with Miles, as he will drop into 4th place.
Yeah, a net -6 loss there to Miles. Acrose, after a shaky first round, is looking much stronger. 2 first places, 1 second, and a 4th. So moving into a dominant position. jdon drops all the way down. No, he didn't finish 4th, did he? He got 3rd in the end after that mistake from Killian. So jdon currently still leading the match on 89. Had Killian not made that mistake, it would have been all square between Acrose and jdon. Miles and Killian on 72 and 69 respectively. So we are kind of seeing what we expected to play out, right? jdon versus Acrose at the top, and already almost 20 points back. Miles and Killian battling for the 3rd and 4th place.
Yeah, I mean, I've been really impressed by jdon so far. I mean, obviously, I feel like every time I see him, I feel a bit impressed. Because he's not one of those names that have been long enough, like, around long enough for me to see him as a staple yet. But he's definitely
Sure.
already at the level of the likes of Acrose and Hendo. Maybe not in, like, you know, he's not yet at that top caliber of, you know, your Epos, your Wizzies, your Bozzes. But the level below that, he is quite comfortably sat in.
Yeah, and he's knocking on the door, for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think...
Do you think he could upset Acrose here?
I think it's possible. I'd probably say... I don't know. Again, he really feels like an unknown quantity to me because his rate of improvement has been so fast. Just...
Yeah, that is the thing, yeah. Because, like, even in BIPC, like, seeing him up the top, I'm not that active in the Discord as I used to be, so I kind of, like, come back for the competitions, and I'm like, oh, damn, who's this guy? He's really quick. And, yeah, Jdon, for me, just kind of came out of nowhere, and as you said, this ascendancy has been insane to see, really. I don't think I've seen a player kind of come up this quick and get to this level.
We've said too much nice things about him.
Quickly before.
Drove it into a wall. It's it's the only thing I know how to do. Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
My bad.
Anyhow.
I will do it again.
It's a fundamental part of being a caster to talk someone up just for them to drive into a wall immediately as you're doing it. This round is very close, though. Acrose, Killian, and Miles. Barely a tenth between them. I think
Killian's
Acrose...
got the speed.
It's going to come down to this last drift. It is such a defining feature. We see two very different lines of Killian.
Oh, Miles.
And Miles gets way more speed. That's a lovely overtake at the end there. And extends his gap to Killian.
I mean, Killian full sent the inside. He was ahead at the apex, but Miles came barnstorming through with the extra speed and took that position away. So 6 points, the difference between him and Killian now. Killian down to 62. Acrose holds firm on 86. And Jdon, after we hyped him up so much, he drove into a wall and is down to 79. But still, that gap not insurmountable in the slightest. There can be many swings and seesaws in a match like this. And we're still yet to even see our third map in the pool and see who is the strongest there. But, I mean, I would say if we're looking at this battle between Miles and Killian, it's close. It's a lot closer than I was thinking. Like, full credit to Miles. I thought Killian would, you know, kind of gradually just chip away and Miles would maybe get little bits back here and there. But it's seeming like the opposite. Like, here comes Miles again. Different lines at the end, maybe. Miles, does he get the speed again?
He full
yes,
sent it. Is he gonna get
Jdon?
Oh, 3,000.
Oh,
that
round
is...
from Miles. Wow.
Yeah. His rate of improvement has been nuts. And he's been so consistent in his match as well. Not only is he beating Killian on pace, but there have been a couple of times where Killian has been ahead. You know, going into the last quarter of the map, and yet Miles has still come home with points.
It was a -10 there for Acrose, by the way, I think.
Yeah, that's rather undone the damage that Jdon did to himself in previous round.
I said it wasn't. I said it wasn't insurmountable, and in one round, Jdon is now leading
surmounted?
the match. It has been surmounted, indeed.
I don't think that's a word.
No, but I'm gonna roll with it.
Yeah, well, Jdon wants to give himself a challenge again, dropping back down into 4th place. Miles with an uncharacteristic mistake after I harped on about his consistency. So it is going to be Killian versus Acrose at the front here. Better line for Acrose. He looks pretty good to go and pick up this round win. Killian comfortably into 2nd place. Jdon 4th. Jdon 3rd. Miles 4th. As we have possibly the first round of this entire match which hasn't come down to at least 2 people neck and neck up the line, which I'm almost glad to see. I needed something to calm me down.
Yeah, pace is good as well, though. Acrose only 0.45 away from Bozbez's world record there.
He won't be doing that this round.
Is that a clip at the start? No, he will not. I think it was just a pixel clip. And
Oh,
there goes
Jadon
another
does
one.
the same. And this is a great opportunity for Miles and Killian to pick up some points on... Don't get me wrong. I think the odds of either of those two beating either of Jadon or Acrose is incredibly low. But, I mean, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth here. This is a great opportunity, which Killian seems to be taking. Good chance of a round win
Killian
here.
is disappearing. Acrose coming back into the picture. Just behind Miles. Goes for the wider line as well. Miles
pushes too far.
I don't know if he got a clip
He did.
or a gear down.
Looked like a clip
I'm
to
sure.
me.
Acrose
gets a gear
into
down,
second
gets a
place.
clip, but
Acrose
Miles
clip, though.
takes back his second place. And it is going to be Killian and Miles leading the way as it's going to come down to
Killian's
Ryan.
dead. Miles wins
Killian
the round.
died! Jadon comes second!
Oh, what has Killian just done? He couldn't make the finish. He hit the wall too hard. He had to respawn. Oh my god. Wow, what a round.
Meanwhile,
Killian's
Jadon
just thrown away a -0.
That's massive as well in the context of Killian versus Miles. That is now a 10-point difference between them. No, even more. 13-point difference.
Huge.
Meanwhile, Jadon manages to go from 4th to 2nd in about 2 seconds. Miles didn't even know he won until afterwards. It's... yeah.
He was playing hard off. He had no idea. That's so funny.
I probably
Man.
probably helped him a bit. To be honest, again, he's just going for consistency as much as he can. Well, he has enough pace to be able to at least rival Killian on pace. But when Acrose and Jadon are making mistakes, trying to push each other, he's just been there to pick up the pieces. He's having a great match.
Yeah, but it just shows that he is not allowing himself to be influenced by anything that's happening in the match. He doesn't care if like someone's 0.2 ahead, 0.2 behind, catching, falling away, someone's full dead. He's just driving clean, consistent rounds, and like, in my opinion at least, that is the best way to play a comp game. Like, nobody else can affect how you play in a round. It is just all down to you. Like, they might as well not be in the server kind of thing. You still have to drive from the start to the finish as fast as possible. So not having that information and not kind of, you know, glancing over to the left of, oh, how close are they? Am I in front? Am I behind? Do I need to risk? Just drive at your comfortable pace and you might win the round like Miles has just done.
Yeah, I mean, absolute fair play to him. Yeah, I have nothing more to say on it. Just great performance so far. It's also good to see him not being intimidated by having to play, you know, these kind of names.
Oh yeah, that can definitely get to you as well, for sure. Like the mental of, oh my god, I've got to play against Acrose and Jadon. They're so much better than me. I'm definitely going to lose. He doesn't look like he's kind of psychologically affected by that at all. He is just a, you know, machine. He drive fast.
Well said. Well, Killian having a good round here. Trying to undo the damage of that massive 10-point swing he caused last time. As he looks to just have the pace on Jadon right now. Miles, meanwhile, having not a great round. Half a second down. It will be Killian, Jadon, and Acrose going into the final section. Jadon jumps lower, but it's not enough. Take Killian, who has very quickly started to undo the damage what Miles did on the previous match. Killian looking good here.
I was within 0.35 of world record as well.
Wow.
So that is quite the pace from Killian. If he can keep that up, then he's really going to start to claw those points back on Miles. I mean, he's already got a 10-point swing in that one round alone. Miles has gone from looking quite comfortable to being with only 3 points away from Killian. And then in the other half of our two-horse race, it is Jadon and Acrose. Acrose with a clip, but Miles with a much bigger mistake after the bug slide. Looking like he is going to be -10 again, although Acrose, another mistake. Miles, though, 11, 12 seconds back.
Oh, it might be -12 at this rate.
Yeah, if this map is his kryptonite, then everything that we've been saying so far just doesn't matter. Like, if this one map is really going to punish him that much, and Killian is this comfortable on it to a point where he can even challenge jdon and Acrose for the win, this might really start to slip away from Miles when he looked so good on those first 2 maps.
Well, I gotta say, it's not looked great from Acrose either here.
I think this is a DNF. He's miles behind. Oh, wait.
He might do
why did I
it.
say that?
First of all, you've made the joke. He's miles behind.
I did. I know.
I can't unhear that now. That's gonna happen every round.
I didn't even mean to. I'm so sorry. Please don't hurt me, Miles.
I think you need to, sit down and think about what you've done here.
Yeah, I will. That's
but,
awful.
Oh well, in the battle for first place, which I feel like we've managed to neglect a little bit in all the Miles chatter.
No. What have I done, Padster?
Has he had another incident?
Yeah.
Oh. So it's just the way it goes sometimes. Yeah, this has looked like Killian's best map and Milder's worst. And Acrose is not having a great time either. Another clip from him is going to put him comfortably behind the leaders. And it's going to be another 7-point swing in the favour of jdon here. Starting to really extend his lead over Acrose. And this could be the upset of the match. I don't know how big an upset I'd call it. Both.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Acrose looked like he was on par with jdon, and if not a little bit faster. I'd say on par first map, little bit faster second map, and now jdon looks like he really has the bit between his teeth here and is extending that lead to, 16 points now? Which is, I think, the biggest the gap has been throughout the entire match. Meanwhile, Miles on 24, now trailing 9 points to Killian. Needs to put a consistent run together soon or pray that Killian crashes. Does get the bug slide this time, but with how Killian's driving, he's beating Acrose consistently. Even, getting that round win over jdon, driving within 0.35 of world record. Miles does not seem to be on that level on this map, unfortunately. Is in a pretty solid third place at the moment, but just cannot seem to eke out that gap that Killian has created.
Yeah, Killian has just looked the better player on this map, and there's not much Miles has been able to do about it. But coming into this final section, the 3 players are all very close together. We'll come down to this final drift. Killian should hold it, although Acrose tries his best to stop that, coming within 300ths there. And I think Miles will be quite glad to see the end of that map, and jdon will be very sad to see the end of that map. Did he drop a round? Yes, 1.
2. jdon won last round.
That's what I meant. I think jdon has only dropped 1 round.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Killian won round 1, and I think jdon won all the others. So, yeah, some pretty big gaps now. It's 23 points between jdon and Acrose. So jdon emerging as a firm favourite now. If you're a betting man. Killian and Miles, 15 points separate them, but Miles only has 14 points left. So you would probably say that Miles is going to go on to last chance before, if he actually manages to close up the gap to Killian.
Yeah, and I mean, the closest gap in the match is somehow Acrose and Killian, which I wasn't expecting to say.
That's true.
That's,
I feel like Acrose is probably going to extend that gap or maintain that gap on these 2 maps. It just seemed like my map was not a good one for Acrose or Miles.
Yeah, you've got to say, if Killian can make it onto the mine map again, he might be slightly harder
to...
order.
That's 8 rounds away.
It's gonna be. Yeah.
I'm not sure that's mathematically possible. He would have to win at least 3 of those 8 rounds, I think.
Yeah, he'd need to play very well.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he makes it onto it on last chance. I don't know. I'm just trying to see if there's a way an upset can be pulled here.
I would give Miles a shot at, I'd give Miles a shot at making it to the next map. If he can get, maybe, let's see, 2 third places would be last chance. 4 second places? It's tight. It's very tight.
Yeah. I could see him exiting this map on last chance.
Yeah,
And
that
getting on
feels
to the
like it
next
could
one.
be a potential scenario.
Yep. But, again, no need to speculate anymore. We have the match underway. Miles looking good here. Killian a bit further behind, but still everyone separated by no more than 0.2 of a second. Acrose and jdon absolutely pushing each other down to the wire here. See jdon going for his little jump again. This seems to be a semi-consistent thing he does.
It looks equal, to be fair.
Yeah, it does.
You would think that the airtime would be, you know, the suboptimal line, but I guess it's the
Just a
line
more
is more
direct
direct.
path. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it seems fairly equal, and I would
Oh, good
honestly
drift from
say maybe
jdon.
more consistent.
Catch.
Maybe more consistent as well. Acrose gets to the finish, 59.4 within 0.5 of world record. Great time there.
Yep. Good performance there from Acrose. That's really what he needed to bounce back from my map not going his way. Trying to close that gap to jdon, but he's gonna need more than just him winning. He needs a mistake from jdon, I think, realistically. We'll have to see if that comes.
Oh, there goes Acrose.
Well,
That's not what you want to see.
he got a mistake, just not the player he was after.
No, that's going to be good for Miles, though, as well.
Very good for
if he can
Killian.
keep it clean. Yes, that is also true. I don't think there's a world where Killian catches Acrose here. The gaps seem to be kind of forming in a way that suggests that we might actually finish in this order with jdon, Acrose, Killian, Miles. Unless Miles can pull something absolutely monumental out of the bag. But just looking at this round by itself, how far Killian is up the road, battling with jdon, whereas Miles is driving
Oh, Killian's
fairly
pushing
sloppy round. Oh, Miles is actually going to get
no.
sniped here as well. jdon first, 59.5. Killian second, only a 10th behind, but Miles there, very poor end, allowing Acrose to overtake. Goes on to last chance, actually, in the minimum number of rounds that it would have taken. So Killian on 15 points. Miles is going to have to... Yeah, it's going to be like 3 or 4 rounds, really, isn't it? That he's going to have to beat Killian if he wants to try and force a double last chance.
I think it's unlikely. Like, the first half of
Yeah,
his match
very.
was so much better than the second half has been. But I think he can still be happy about how that section of it went. As yeah, the positions are looking to get more and more firm. I mean, Acrose has shown a lot of pace, but just hasn't been able to match jdon on consistency. So this round, he does have the advantage, and everyone's super close together. 1.2 temps between the pack is Miles in that crucial 4th place.
Oh,
no, it's not.
Acrose.
It will be Acrose. How far back does that push him? Is he able to try and catch Miles or Killian? I don't think so without a mistake. So
Miles needs to finish in front of Killian here, though.
Absolutely.
Just for that point swing.
Yeah.
Has he got the speed? Oh, he's
Goes
touched
more
the penalty.
inside.
Killian in second.
Oh,
It's
Killian
only gonna
gets
be 4
away with
points.
it.
It's only going to be 4 points, but Miles does survive for another round. So we said he might exit this map on last chance.
Might still make it.
Might still make it.
Well, that means Killian has at least 2 more safe rounds here. Yo, that gap between Killian and Acrose isn't exactly getting bigger, though. It was 12 points when we came onto this map, and it's 13 now. That is another thing definitely worth keeping an eye on here, but focus does need to be on Miles here. Can he make it off of this map? It's going to be a tall order.
I would say, though, that Cheney looked like Acrose's best map. So I think if Killian does get Acrose in a position where he's maybe starting to close up at the end of this round, I don't think that will last for very long.
And Acrose does look to be having a better round here. Keeping it all clean.
Miles
Miles clips, and I think that will be game over for the Molotov player. I think he had a very good first match in Division 1. But competition's a little too high. But Acrose clips, is he going to be able to make a safe finish? I meant risky finish, but he does. That was almost a lifeline there. But not quite. It wasn't quite to be.
I mean, that was a baptism of fire for Division 1 for Miles there. I mean, Division 2 last time, and quite low ranked in Division 2 as well, 12th place. And to play a match like that, I mean, we picked this match because of how close we thought it was going to be. And it's pretty stacked. Like, you know, Killian has improved massively since winning Division 2 of BIPL 3 last season. jdon has just been on this ascendancy, and obviously Acrose, part of the old guard of British and Irish Trackmania. It was always going to be a hard match to make any progress in. I think third place would have been a great success, but I still think fourth is, you know, the expected result. I know it feels really harsh to say that, but against players this good, it's so hard to actually, you know, wear them down and beat them consistently in rounds.
Yeah, and it's something I've got to give props to Killian for. He has come on leaps and bounds as a player as well, you know.
Oh, for sure.
He was also in Division 2 last season, admittedly the other end of the table to Miles. But we've historically not seen great performances from promoted players. We've seen a lot of them kind of struggle to keep a head above water, and once this has been a promising first match for Killian against two of the tougher opponents. These are not people who most people would look at and go like, yeah, no, I've got a chance.
I guess one positive for Miles, though, is, like, you said Killian won Division 1. Miles was 12th. So
yeah.
the fact that he's kept it so close in this match between the person that won the division that he finished 12th in last year really shows how much he's improved as a player. And if he continues on that upwards trajectory, then he could become, you know, one of the top players in the UK, for sure.
Genuinely.
If he isn't already.
I need to bring up the cursed fact about his control scheme, because they're Trackmania players, they have to have a cursed fact about their control scheme and what he uses.
Oh no.
You play Trackmania on a device called an uwu.
A what?
This is not a joke. I saw it at XP Evo as Acrose goes into a wall.
As in spelt like U-W-U.
Yes.
Ban him. Ban him now.
It's basically three analog keys next to each other.
So it's just like a mini keyboard?
Yep.
Oh, that's fine. But why call it an uwu? Like, come on.
Hey, I wasn't at the meeting.
We should talk about the round.
We probably should. That was a really important round for Killian to come second in, as it keeps him off last chance, and it now puts Acrose at risk of falling into last chance on the same round as him.
It does. Acrose on 8 points now. We were talking about
it's
Acrose versus jdon. It's now Acrose versus Killian. If Killian wins this round and Acrose last chance, Killian not last chance. Very important. Is that right?
No,
Please tell me that's right.
-2 first place now.
Change. Oh,
yeah,
come on.
Sorry.
Why can I never be right, Padster?
It'd be too easy if it made sense.
That's true.
But Acrose looking alright this time round. Looking like he'll be able to hold on to second.
That was close.
He just needs to avoid any mistakes here. Well, Killian is only within a 10th. He can't exactly ease off the throttle yet. Gonna come down to the final drift. Yeah, I think Acrose would need a major mistake here. And make the mistake come from Killian instead. Which, when you've got 1 point left, nothing to lose. You're going into finalists next round anyway. But what it does do, next round, no matter what, Acrose will end up on finalist. On last chance.
Yes, he
Killian
will.
Just has to try and survive this one, and then he's got a shot at second place.
And if Acrose survives, he only has to win about 12 rounds to try and beat jdon.
Yeah, we haven't really mentioned him. At probably the start of map 3, he checked out. I think he's lost
Mm.
about 10 points since then.
He has, genuinely. I remember because Acrose was on 69 points and Jaden was on 68. And I remember that because I told Acrose that his point score was nice.
Nice.
Because he had said to Killian's that his was nice before when he
What
himself was on 69.
hasn't been so nice this time is Killian's run, though. He
No,
is
not
very
looking
far
very
behind,
nice.
and Acrose is gonna get away with it. He avoids losing to Killian here. Just has a couple more turns to go. Giving no crash at the end here. Gonna make it.
Well,
And
GG.
yeah, I think that is pretty much match over. I mean, we have a ceremonial round to do between jdon and Acrose here. He would only...
I don't know how many rounds it is. Was it a swing? 4 points? 5 points?
It's less about a swing. It's just he would need to beat jdon every single time. Finally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How many rounds?
8.
So it's a
It's -8.
-point swing?
-8.
-8.
But you've got to get him on to last chance, then beat him. So this will need 8 rounds in a row from Acrose.
Easy.
Which, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I don't think it's happening. Live be the most legendary 1v1 in BITM history, or it's going to end right here. And I think that's looking more likely. I feel like we barely spoken about him in the second half of this match, but jdon has
We haven't
played...
needed to.
We haven't needed to. It's like when, you know, Verstappen or Hamilton would just check out at the front of the field. No words need to be said. He will win with 50 points left in the bank over Acrose, who's doing donuts and DNFing to celebrate. What a performance by jdon.
Yeah, I mean, first half of the match, it was definitely Jaden versus Acrose. And then Jaden, as you say, just checked out and decided that he didn't want to lose anymore. And just held on to all of his points.
Yeah,
Crazy,
I mean...
Crazy.
He said in chat, you know, shaky start, and I thought his start looked decent.
Yeah.
But apparently it was
now
awful.
We know what he meant.
Yeah, apparently it was an absolutely awful start, and he proceeded to then actually turn up for the second half of it. That is kind of insane.
I'm just trying to see if we have results from other matches. Should we go through those as well? I think everything's come in.
Yes. Is it on ECM or is it on...
I have a few from ECM. So our match has just gone on there. Jaden first with 4
Wait, our
points,
match is on ECM.
Acrose second. Yep.
I didn't break it! Yay! I broke it the first time.
Who else do we have? So Wizzy winning his match with Jaffa Padawan second, Koza third, and Liffy fourth. We then had Epos winning his match. What a surprise. With Hendo second, Eggy third, and Reno Fella fourth, actually, who had quite an amazing seeding. So could have been a shout to beat Eggy, but Eggy ultimately getting third place there. And I think we're still waiting on a few other results to come in. I'm not seeing all of the matches, but that's all I've got for now. But yeah,
Yeah, I think...
BIPL is in full swing. And
yeah, it's
we have
very,
some
very
great matches.
Yep.
Are we interviewing?
That is a good question.
Maybe?
I will drop him a quick line.
While you're doing that, I can go through the results of Div 2. So Steg winning his match with UK Flames second, Eli third, Neoranto fourth. Rebel won his match with 50 points remaining. Bog Warrior second, Adsad third, Perry fourth. Octo also won his match with 52 points remaining. GNU Guy in second, Manskip Truck in third, and Isel, I'm going to say, in fourth. And Floyd we watched that match, one with 15 points remaining, Quib second, Kappa third, and Genghis Khan in fourth. Not seeing any other results at the moment. Still waiting on the result of the Bosbez match, but I wonder what that result will be. Very contentious.
Bosbez
Seeing it.
match.
Let's see. Yeah, it's not on the spreadsheet either. That's the one we're waiting on. Are we getting jdon for
Yeah,
interviewing?
are going to be getting Jay.
Magic.
Hopefully. Okay, yep, he has found the correct place to join. Cool. One. Hello, Jadon.
Hello.
Hello.
Congrats. Good match.
Thank you. Thank you very
Had
much.
us in the first half, not gonna lie.
Oh my, it was so bad. So shaky. Kept crashing. Couldn't keep my eyes open. And then what I did, and one of the map switches, opened a window, had a Jaffa cake, and I locked back in, and I started actually winning some rounds. So
So
really,
the keys for Jaffa Cake.
the key was the Jaffa cake. That's the
I
only
heard
reason.
that's Jaffa Padawan's strategy as well.
Oh really?
I
Makes
mean, I
sense.
hope so.
Oh, that's a good strategy.
Yeah. What are kind of your goals for the season, Ben? You've clearly come into this very prepared,
Oh,
or at least the second half
I
of matches very prepared.
I don't know. I feel like top 4 could be a nice goal,
I mean, if you're
but I
beating
don't know.
Acrose, then seems realistic.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't trained for this. Like, I trained way less than I did for Encore, and I still managed to play pretty well there. So
Thing is, though, we are still in week 1.
yeah, that's
So,
true. No one is really full trained at this point.
yeah,
So
like it'll be like week what 3, 4, or I guess week 2, I suppose, because we're playing 2 matches when everyone's fully trained. But we do have a new map, which
oh
we'll
yeah, is
reveal
that
to
out?
stream in a bit. I don't know yet.
Okay,
I don't know yet.
Soon.
We're about to do reveal after
okay.
we've finished speaking with you. But I mean, maybe I can look at your opponents coming up next week, right? You've
Oh yeah, let's
got
have a look.
2 matches next week. You'll be playing Wizzy, Eggy, and Bagel. So obviously your main opponent there's going to be Wizzy. How do you
Mm.
feel about that match? Do you think he's someone you can beat? I think
Uh,
did you
I
beat
mean,
him in BIPC?
no, definitely
No,
not.
no
He
one
won
was.
that, didn't he?
No,
Yeah.
nobody beat Wizzy, did they? No, he was quite good in BIPC.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how trained he is. I don't know. Has his match finished? Like,
Yeah, he won.
oh,
He
okay.
beat. Wait, did he win? Yes, yeah, he won. He beat Jaffa, Koza, and Liffy.
Yeah.
All right.
Only on 14 points though, so not a massive margin.
Yeah, but Wizzy week 1 is always worst
Yeah,
version
true.
of Wizzy.
Yeah.
True.
I know Wizzy was not that. He was not that trained to this point.
And
So,
then you have another match next week. Oh, you have Boz. Wait, no, you don't. Sorry, I scared you
do
then. You have Boz instead.
Oh,
You scared him and then given him something possibly even worse.
Worse, yeah. Yeah, you have Epos, Jaffa, Nairuko. And Jaffa maybe seems to have
mm,
given Wizzy a run for his money, so I wouldn't write him
yeah,
off.
that's a rough week.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look as good as you did next week, like in the second half of that match, no
Mm,
problems, right?
surely. Yeah, we'll see.
Right. We will let you get back to it, and
Yeah.
hopefully, if this doesn't explode in OBS, get to show off a new map now. I'm quite excited for.
Oh, let's go. All right.
Catch
Oh,
you later.
thank you for the interview. See ya.
GG's. See you later.
GG's.
Right, so I guess this is where we sign off for this week. I will be back next week. Brian, you are going away.
I'll be back in 2
Sad.
weeks.
You'll be back for final week though, which would be very cool.
I
And
will
Bernie
miss
stepping in
the
as
Boz
Hero Play.
versus Epos match though,
Ah,
which I'm
that's a
very
shame.
sad about. Yeah, that feels like the decider, but
I
alas.
know, they're strong people. it might not be as clear cut as it has been in Fast. Maybe.
We'll have to see.
But that is all from us for now, and enjoy this and